2 kids from Queens, cut from a different cloth. Now joining forces, helping you to elevate your personal brand. Yeah, I'm talking about Nicky and Moose, bringing you a never-before-seen perspective into the mindset, the mentality, the behaviors, the driving force, but more importantly, the stories behind the people and brands that you know and love the most.
Was poppin', was poppin', was poppin'. Welcome, Nicky and Moose. I'm Nicky. That's Moose. What's up, Moose?
What up, y'all?
And look, we're on YouTube. First time live on YouTube. Shout out. Look, we already got somebody. Shout out to Marshall. We see you. Love Marshall. Man, okay. So first off, I ain't gonna lie. I was a little nervous about this. Didn't do the YouTube. I feel very comfortable on Facebook, but we have a whole new family on YouTube, so we might as well make it our new home. You know what I mean?
Indeed. It's only right.
How are we feeling, Moose?
Only right. Oh, it's good. I'm ready to step up to the plate. I think this is it's going to be a new challenge for us. Like you said, we get to hang out with the YouTube squad. We found our rhythm on Facebook. And, we've been doing it for almost a year on Facebook. That's crazy.
Really?
We started on we started in like March, April-ish.
Oh wow.
Facebook. Or am I maybe a little bit?
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
We were here.
We were here. Like in the beginning of COVID.
We were here. Yeah. Look at y'all coming in. I see y'all. So look, we actually have some topics that we want to talk about. If you are new to how we do lives, it's normally come from a real life experience that mainly I always go through because I always do the rants and everything. But this time, Moose actually felt the frustration, so I'm not alone. Yes, I am not the angry one. Yes, I love this. I love this. Moose, set this off. Let's go.
Yeah, so, man, we really wanted to dive into it. As you all know, a big part of what we do, it's always using the backbone of the flight assessment to help people get context and knowledge that is specific to them based on their personality trait. So we've been around the flight assessment for going on 5 years. Of course, doing the work with E and the team and many different people. I think since our time, we've surveyed, Nicky, well over 25,000 people.
Yep.
So we've spent a good amount of time studying humans, learning the information, really getting intimate with the knowledge and applying it with others. And we've gotten great results with a great deal of people, but there are also the similarities, right? Some of the shortcomings that you come across, like, okay, hold on. This is a reoccurring theme that continues to come up every single time. And it's not because the tool doesn't work or the information doesn't work, because if the information was bad, it would be bad for everyone.
Right.
But the fact that a majority of the people are able to win with the information, but there are a few people who just can't seem to crack the code, it really got us to think about it and of no return, where people are starting to use the assessment as a crutch and not as a step up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are two things we want to talk about today that don't excuse you regardless of your personality trait. So yeah, Nix, that's that's a quick summary of where we're gonna go with it today.
Okay, so let's get with it. First off, for those who are in the chat, we see you. You saw I put the comments up and everything like that. The great thing about this chat, this has super chat. All right. So the thing with super chat, you'll see on the bottom of the comments, there's this like little $sign. If you rock with us, you could give us stickers, you could give us donations, whatever you want to do. Super chat, super dope. So I wanted to give that disclaimer. But all right, let's get into this. I really not hate. That's such a
dislike.
Strong.
Yeah, it's a strong word.
Yeah, I really No, I was about to say it again. But I understand when we use this assessment, right? And we are so fond of it. We get really like, oh my God, this is all the answers that I needed. But almost to what you were saying, like, oh, these are the answers to why I do this. Like, this is not one of those things that you read it and you're like, see, because of this, I do not move fast. Because of this, I'm an angry fool. Because of this, I'm going to take my time on everything, right? And sometimes even from a standpoint, and let's just talk about in general. I'm not even going to sit and say the assessment alone. Like, I'm sitting here saying stereotypes. I'm sitting here saying zodiac signs, something like that.
Oh, that's good.
We find things that we kind of connect with, whether it's like a community or group or something, and we go, oh, I'm this way because I'm this, I'm that. And if it's a joke, cool, right? But if it's like you're legitly leaning on this, I have a problem with that, because you're almost saying you get a pass because you are this. You get a pass because you are a pilot that has a short fuse. You have a pass because you just love the people and you just lost track and you're super spontaneous. You get a pass because it takes super long for you to process. Like, what? No, you don't.
Yeah.
This is not.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed with like even our group, it's like, well, you know, they're in their grounds crew, so
Right.
you know how that is. No. First off, I don't know how that is. I understand, but I don't know how that is. 2, for over a year, am I supposed to continue to be like, ay, Dito, I understand. This is so woo. You're okay because you're a grounds crew. Where is the accountability? At what point will we learn about ourselves and grow, and not learn about ourselves and stay settled with that and be like, these are the answers to who I am? That's my big
facts.
confusion. I'm super confused by that.
Big. Sorry, I just saw Marshall in the chat. Marshall, this is not planned. Look at this.
Hey!
Just so you know, we keep it in the house.
Shout out
That's
to
what's
Marshall. Shout out.
Let's go.
But yeah, what's your thought on that? Because I really, before I get into the real situation, I wanted to give a backstory, because y'all know I will break it down.
Well, let me kind of give you the first piece to it, right?
Okay.
And I think it's important for us. I've been big on this concept of rules, and I feel like, and by rules I really mean principles. You know, you and I read Principles going back toward last year, and we were just really loving the concept of, man, there is a principle and a strategy for how to do everything, when to do it. And one of the principles that I've established is excuses exposed as reasons, they only help to calm your guilt. They don't solve the problem.
Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Yeah, because I think that if I can summarize what happens, we know that we didn't do what we were supposed to do. We know we fell short of the expectation.
Yeah.
So I know it's an excuse, but I'm going to expose it as a reason and really make it seem like, well, it's because of, right, my personality trait, my zodiacs. I love that you added those, because it's true. If you're not on the personality board, you're definitely on one of the others. Like, oh, it's an Aries thing. Oh,
listen,
Cancer season.
I've used it as a joke. I'm like, listen, I got it all wrong. I'm Black and Puerto Rican, a Leo, a pilot. Like, what are we doing? Like, I've used it as a joke, but I can't use it as a clutch. Like, if I come out of my mouth about something, like, that's on me. That's not because I'm a Leo. That's not because I'm a pilot. It's because of me. So I'm like, why?
Yep. So just use that as the standard and let that be the challenge for you now. That when you find yourself doing that, just know that what you're really doing is you're trying to calm your guilt, right? But that has nothing to do with the expectation or the solution that is greater for everyone involved. So yeah, Nix, that's one of those things that I'm like, yep, that's the first one. Just we said two things. Let that be the first one, that it's an excuse exposed as a reason only to calm guilt, nothing else. It does nothing else productive or, progressive for everyone involved.
So that was extremely good. And I don't even really have much to say after that. But at the same time, like, how do we get out of that? Like, why do some people see the growth? Why do some people see that assessment or see the traits or whatever it is, and they see that they want to get better, and some don't? Like, what is your thought process with that?
So I think that indirectly there's a double standard that exists.
Okay.
Right. Or I should say maybe unknowingly there's a double standard that exists.
Okay.
Meaning you act out as a pilot and I'm going to say, oh, you can't do that just because you're a pilot. You can't do that. But when it comes to my own personal experience, I'm looking for, the pass. I'm looking for like, okay, I'm going to let you slide this time because you're in air traffic control.
No, stay right there. Because I'm not even saying from a standpoint like we find excuses, right? Why do other people give us a pass once they know what we are? You see, no, I didn't. That's what I really meant to say. But like, why don't some people even hold us to the fire? Like, once they know who we are, how we act, and things like that, they're like, oh, that's just Nicky. Oh, that's just Moose. He takes his time with everything and everything. Like, what has to happen for you to be like, nah, chill? Like, this doesn't make any kind of sense. That's my thing.
Yeah, no, you're right about it. And I think, and I would hate to blame it on, the industry per se, but I think in our field, it's normal and expected that we're all going to be nice, encouraging. We're going to look after one another, all of which are extremely necessary. I'm not downplaying the importance of any of those. We have to do those things, absolutely. But there is a form of, I'm actually letting you down, or I don't care about you if I see you stepping out of line and I'm like, Nix, that was a little too far. Right? Like, that's me not really caring about you because I'm allowing you to present yourself in a light that isn't the best. I don't know if you remember, like.
So wait, does that mean that you suck as a friend if you don't call it out?
Yes.
Some of y'all suck as a friend. All right. Some of y'all suck as a friend. I am just saying, actually, let me hold up. And I see you, Diana. I love Diana. She's the reason why we're on live right now. Because of you.
Thank you, Diana.
I see you. Listen, this is my thing. I get, and I actually had this conversation today where I know we kind of care about people's feelings and what they may think if we continuously say it here and there, right? But we don't let our friends go out looking crazy. If they wear something, now some of y'all do, and that's sad. Some of y'all need to tell that person that the shirt is a little bit too tight and their pants doesn't fit anymore. Y'all need to stop playing. Y'all need to be better. Okay? Y'all need to be better. But at the same time, I get that we feel as if we cannot be super open with our friends because of their feelings. Sometimes we want to spare their feelings. I had this conversation today, like, I just don't want to be, and I'm realizing this about myself. I don't mind checking you, but I don't want to check you 17 million times. That's when I feel like, oh my God, okay, this is a little bit too much. But I don't mind checking you. If your friends do not check you, they're not your friends. If they let you act the way you act and not grow, whether it's personally, financially, health-wise, whatever it is, if they don't check you, they're not your friends. Like, they're not people that should be around you in your circle. You deal with that with, like, I don't know, 9-to-5 stuff, like just group co-worker stuff. Like, they're like, whatever, or acquaintances and things like that. But if they're in your circle, like, expect to get checked. And I want you to be open-minded about it. We're not getting assessed because, you know, just to understand who we are and stay there. We have to understand and grow. I don't understand why we have people that are just like, man, there's Moose being Moose. You know how he is. But I always get crapped on because they're like, Nicky, like, why you always got to mention it? Now, granted, this is where I know where I go wrong, okay? Instead of being, which I've done better, you know I've done better with this, right? Instead of being like, this is the problem, I'll like stab you to death. I'll really, like, if we were supposed to go somewhere and we didn't, and you're like, yo, what are you doing today? Oh, I'm not going over there.
Right.
Okay, I get it. So let's go there tomorrow so I could get to stand up again? No, why would I do that? I go by myself. I'll have a better time that way. Or I'll be like, oh, I'm going over there. It's not like you're coming. I'm just that petty. And I understand it. I got to work on that. This is my confessions. Not in my Usher voice. But at the same time, I do check people. I just don't like checking all the time. That's where I was with this today. So, quick backstory, because y'all know this comes from a live situation. People stop over promising. Just stop. And there's some people that do that. And it ruins credibility after a while, right? And for me, I could only tell the person, yo, this isn't it. This was due. Where is this? Why is this never on time? Yo, do we have to create this for you? Do we have to do this for you? Do we have to do this for you? And we do it because we care. But at some point, let me just be like, hey, how are you? Instead of, hey, where is this? Like, I'm actually a friendly person. If you continuously put me in a stage of just pure professional vibes, I'm not going to feel happy. I'm not going to feel happy. That's how it is. So
100%.
My thing is, how do you help the people who continuously overpromise and you understand they have a problem saying no? And if this is you in the comments, listen, if you have a problem saying no, this is not I promise you, this is not a stab, this safe zone, everything like that. Let me know you have a problem saying no, okay? Because this is a conversation that needs to be had. If you have a problem saying no, like, what are some of the things? Because you know me, I'm gonna just say no. Like, I don't know how to explain that right. Like, how do I just stop, helping people? By stop helping people, by not doing it, saying, prioritizing and things like that. Like, I don't know. You would know this better than me.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to deal with this in a logical way, right? And through my experience, the best way, like, I love what you're saying. You say it just real raw and direct. The concept of, once you know who and how you are, it's not enough to stop there and say, okay, got it. And that's why we say, and I go to the extent of saying, this is not a cult. We're not telling you who and how you are for just the matter of association, for you to be like, yep, I'm down with that group or I'm down with that crew. That's not the idea behind it.
Yeah.
Knowing who and how you are is just step one. One part of it is going deeper into your gift if you've underperformed or have undervalued that particular area. That's a group of you.
Yeah.
You have always seen or always had the charisma and the charm and the ability to be relational and communicate with people naturally, and you may have misused it or underutilized it to some extent and just like, oh, well, it just came natural, so I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Step one is take advantage of that. But simultaneously, you have to use your assessment to safeguard against your limitation. You have to protect you from your limitation. The reason why I keep saying create your rules, develop your strategies, develop your principles, because that's the way that I've realized I see the world. I see the world through the lens of rules. And I've always done just what has been communicated or allowed. That's the better word to use. I've always done what's allowed, but I've realized that I've always followed other people's rules for me. I've never created my own.
Right.
Now that I've been given the blueprint, this beauty of a flight assessment, I now have the opportunity to say, okay, you don't need that rule. That might be society's rule for you, but that rule doesn't apply or help you. It actually hurts you.
Right.
So I've started creating my own rules. So if one of your challenges, man, I struggle saying no, I just can't help because I love helping or I love serving, I struggle to say no. So I actually hurt myself more than I'm willing and able to help others in the process. So start creating rules, principles, or strategies that protect you against that opportunity. So here's how it works, Nicky. If I know that I'm someone who struggles with saying no, I automatically start ahead of time, right? I know that on the spot, you gon' soft up like a marshmallow, right? It's gonna be tough to say no because on the spot, the pressure, they're there. So ahead of time, being proactive ahead of time, you're going to start telling yourself, if I'm asked to do something within these set circumstances, it might be 1, 2, or 3 things. You choose. I'm going to buy myself time before I commit on the spot. That's the logical response here, Nix. So instead of me just dishing out yeses to everybody,
Right.
if you fit within one of those criterias, I cannot accept or promise to give you something unless I've given myself the set time to take it through my Rolodex of whatever that strategies. And man, does it meet the criteria? Can I actually say yes? Maybe that criteria for you is checking your schedule. Maybe that criteria for you is looking at your to-do list, your goals, and your upcoming deadlines before saying yes.
Right.
Now, it's not a matter of letting your friends down or letting them lose hope and faith in you, because, and I want us to talk about this too, like what's the value or the worth of our words, right? Like if I tell you this and I say, yo, I'm gonna do this by then, and I don't do it and I continue to let you down, or you have to keep checking me, then I'm really indirectly telling you that my words aren't worth much.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah. So from a logical standpoint, yeah, that's legit an entire process or method that you all can follow if you struggle saying no and really putting yourself in that. And I love that because, and not to kind of chew on my own horn, but because it personalizes it to the individual. You get to choose your environment and your criterias and your standards of when you can say yes and when you'll have to say no. And the fact that you struggle with that confrontation or that challenge, I'm telling you, don't give an answer right away. Just let people know, hey, I'll let you know in 24 hours. I'll let you know by the end of the day. You choose, but you have a measurement to go against instead of just saying yes and then regretting it later. You don't help the person. They get frustrated with you. And then you feel overwhelmed and stressed. Man, everybody lost in the process. I see no wins or progress there.
I think for me, it has to always do with priorities and time management. You could say yes to a lot of things if you're good at time managing. That's my thing. You can say,
I'm laughing out loud. I just saw Ashley. She said, "Someone asked me something now. I'm getting good at saying no."
let's go. Let's go.
She said, "Ask me something right now." I want you to say no.
Let's
That's good.
go.
Sorry.
But I think it really has to do with those two things, especially the time management thing, especially that, because you only have so much time in the day. If you say yes to everybody, what time do you have for yourself? What time do you have for your loved ones? What time do you have for your mental, your physical, all that stuff? Like, what time do you have that? Because that still has to be priority. That's still 100%. Because when you put too much of other people's needs in front of yours, you get lost. You get lost mentally, you get lost physically, because now, shoot, I remember I got super chubby because I was putting everybody in front, and I was in front of this computer this whole time. And I'm like, oh no, I can't help you if I'm chubby, because this isn't going to work, right? Because chubbiness then kicks in with my mental. Oh my God, I'm fat. This is trash. I don't look good. Granted, I look great, but because I'm chubby, now my mental thinks I look horrible, and now it messes with everything, right? This is really extreme. Don't worry about me, right? But at the same time, I have to really look at it like because there are certain people that do get an automatic yes from me. I don't care what I'm doing. This is an automatic yes. Boom, 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 boom. But with that automatic yes, what time slot do they get? They have an automatic time slot. Something has to get pushed down. They go first, but something has to get pushed. And if I already know that up front, those things that don't have priority to me already has a certain amount of time. Like, though I know I could do something in a matter of a day, I'm saying 3 to 4 days. Just in case my priorities kick in and they call me and they say, hey, I need this. No doubt. I've bought myself time from those that are not necessarily a priority to me. So with that, I already know, okay, priorities taken care of, everything's, timed and slotted out. I still have time for me. I still have time for this, that, and the third. If you can master that, cool. Now that's easier said than done, because I promise you it took me forever. And sometimes not that much sleep, because I didn't really master it well. Now I don't sleep because I'm a night owl, and that's just how I am. Okay? Don't judge me. But if you could do that, then say yes. If you could do that, if you can figure out who are your priorities or what are your priorities, if you can give certain time slots, if you can create reasonable deadlines, not 3-4 months out. Yo, I can't get back to you till, April 33. That's not even a number.
April 33.
I'm talking about. I
love it.
That's never.
I love it. Hey, this is connecting though, because I see Marshall said, I thought it was about me. Nick said, I think this is about me. I like Nick's question though. Nick said, when you're leaned on and want to keep your team and keep your consistency of your excellence high, how do you say no?
What was it? Hold on. Where is it? Okay, let me put that up. There we go. When you leaned on and want to keep your team and keep your consistency live excellence high, how do you say no? Moose, answer this because you know.
What about that?
Moose, answer this. I'm not.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not easy because I've found myself, I think we all find ourselves in that position just with the way the company and the responsibilities are set up. But it's forced me to better manage my time, right? It's forced me to not leave things lingering. I gave a whole spiel to Carl about the importance of sense of urgency and just like, don't leave to tomorrow what can be done today. Folks, I know you're going to hate me for this, but I cannot stress the importance of know your rules and your principles. Know your rules and your principles, right? So I see he said he wants your answer, Nick. Okay? Your answer.
Okay. I really don't want, listen. I really don't want to, okay? I really don't.
No, but there's a lesson in it, though. I think from a lesson standpoint, it should be talked about. You know, it'll be good.
So, this is the thing. I think no is one of the most powerful words that has the most respect. But the people who struggle with saying no doesn't respect themselves. And if you don't respect yourself, you can't expect others to respect your time. Okay? So I already understand, like, from Nick's level with that question, like the demand that's asked on all of us, right? Now, the crazy thing is when I started saying no to E, my man backed off. And sometimes you can think in your head like, oh my God, he doesn't love me no more. He doesn't value what I do. But in all actuality, E started to protect my time by saying, yo, if Nicky says no to me, that means she must be beyond busy. And so I have to make sure that no one else tries to get in this bubble because Nicky's focused. Because if Nicky is focused, then I could imagine what are the results that are coming out. If you say no, results have to come out, though. Don't listen to what we're saying. Hold on. Don't listen to what we're saying and start saying no to everybody. And now you're like, you know what I mean? Now you chilling. Now you chilling. All right?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Say no, but when they look back and wonder why you said no, there is something that is undeniable, like, oh my God, I get it. And this is not no flex. I say no, and now we have a podcast network coming out. I say no, now we have a YouTube channel that's being monetized. I say no, Inky is on number 6 in the education charts and 100 and something on the top charts. There's results. But you're saying yes to everybody, and there's no results to that besides disappointment and your credibility to be shot. Because I cannot go to you for a lot of things because I don't believe you're going to do it. Period. So, okay, we're going to find somebody, or I'll do it myself, because I can't trust the person who always says yes. I honestly, and I've been very public about this, and shout out to Jose because he's no longer in that situation. But Jose used to always ask, yo, you need something? You need something? What's up? You need something? I got you. You didn't do the thing that I asked over a year ago, or 4 months ago, or 2 weeks ago. I'm not asking no more. Do the stuff that I asked, and then I will allow you to help me. Sometimes people think with pilots, like, yo, they want to do it themselves. They'll take control. No, I don't want to take control. I don't want to do this. This is not, like, I know I work best thinking and coming up with ideas. That's my vibe. Thinking, coming up with ideas, creating it, showing the mold, but then passing it on for somebody who could really like craft it, right? That's my thing. I already know this. I'm great with it, right? But if I continuously ask you, right? And the only thing is my mold that I came up with, because that's at least a foundation, because I could at least start it. I'm going to continue to stay with that until I find somebody who can perfect that craft, that mold that I did. So, because I know I've gotten like, oh, Nicky's just going to take control. Yes, I will. I will. Not by choice. It's because you continue to say yes so much that I just had to figure it out, and then I'll give it to somebody else.
Yeah, that's a good point, Nix. That's a good point. Someone's got to be in control. So if someone doesn't step up, it's not like you go and just like, I don't know, leave the car while it's rolling and just, all right, cool. Somebody's got to hold the steering wheel, right? So I get that. I like what Melissa said in the chat, by the way. Melissa said, how can someone rebuild their credibility after squandering their word like that? That's huge. That's good. That's good.
You're saying my whole life. Okay, great.
Yeah. Talk about that. Yeah, no, that's good. I want the answer to that.
So, I think it differs between the two of us, right? Because, like, for me, you're shot for about a good year or two. I ain't gonna hold you. It's not even a grudge. It's like, you got to show and prove now. Like, actions, it's a true statement. Actions speak louder than words. It's a true statement. As corny and lame and played out as that statement is, action speaks louder than words. I don't care how many times you say you're doing it right now. Until I see it, I do not believe you. Until you do it, I don't believe you. You can say it. I may go, okay, that's cool. But low key, semi high key, I don't believe you for anything. I love you, but I don't believe you for anything. And so that's what you have to continuously show some type of execution before I'd even think, okay, they may be making a change. Just think about it. Not even saying they have made a change. They kind of, and I already know that I'm very hard to, like, if you mess up, you mess up. Like, you better, like, woo me. Nicky, look what I did for you. Look what I did. But even that, like, me and Carl had a conversation, because I'll accept the woo-woo for the first time, but you continue to make a mistake and woo-woo me 7 times later, I'm not going to believe it.
Right.
So, like, you mess up, boom, and then you're like, but I got you cookie plug. Okay, I'm here for it. Like, yes, I'm that gullible. Buy me cookie plug.
I love that you won't say no, though. She's like, okay, I'll take it.
No, listen. Cookie plug, Nipsey stuff, absolutely. I'm here for it. Thank you. Praise God. But the third time, I'm like, yo, where is this at? All right, I'll get it to you today. I just ordered you some cookie pluck. Well, I ordered myself some too, so what's up? I actually ordered it probably an hour prior to you. So, now you just trying to get me fat? What are you trying to do? What are we doing? Right? It doesn't work anymore. So, it has to be you have to be consistent. Consistency is huge for me. I don't know where that came from, but consistency is huge for me. If you are not consistent, and I think that's why I do the whole social media and branding thing, because like if you are not consistent, I can't rock with you. Like it's that important because it's rare. Not everybody's consistent. As much as we would love to, it's very rare. You will hardly see people show up on a regular basis with the same energy over and over again. So if you could do that, I'm here for you. All slate is clean, blah, 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 but that's work. And some people don't have that. Some people are just like, it's not worth it. Bet it's not worth it. You're going to be the same human being to somebody else.
Wow. That's good. Yeah. I'm just, I because what's funny is we talked about that. We talked about the value of your words, and I love how you put it, Melissa. Like, there's no better way to word that than the way you said it. And let me find it one more time. I just want to say, how can someone rebuild credibility after squandering their word like that? That is perfect. And I cannot, give you enough credit for just addressing it that way. But I think that another part of it too, and of course I like, you can see the active side from Nicky's point of view. And there's also a reactive side from my end as well, which is I like to wipe the slate clean first. I can't pretend like what happened in the past didn't happen. So for example, if you show up and you're like, hey, all right, cool, let's go. And I'm like, okay, hold up a second, player. You gonna pretend like we didn't just go through, right? Like that didn't happen. For me, I think the air needs to be clean. So with that being said, own up to your mistake. Mm-hmm. Man, own up. Hey,
that's
I'm
big.
sorry.
Great, because people don't do that. People don't do that.
Because they think if they can sidestep it and get back to normal, then that's what happened in the past didn't exist. That's not right. Because I can't truly believe that you learned the lesson if you sidestep taking ownership. It doesn't work that way. Part of learning the lesson is owning the mistake. So the one who's quick to say, you know what, that was my fault. I always have so much respect for those people because those people don't care so much about bruising their ego or their reputation. They're focused on the collective or the progressive, movement of the team and everyone involved. I love that mentality. Own up to it, right? And then apply that part of consistency, like you said. Now allow yourself to really show a new level of energy, like a spirit of excellence, like that's just the way that you want to start operating in. So I think, people who sidestep the ownership piece of just having that dialogue and saying, hey, boom, all right, I'm ready and really stepping up.
But what about those who semi-own up to it? Like, yo, my bad. I know.
But it goes back to that. It goes back, what's the value of your word? Because if you keep saying, my bad, or okay, tomorrow, then what's the value of what's the worth of your words to you? I'll never forget, there was a sermon that he preached years ago, and he talked about covenant versus contract. And there was a time where a man's word was a contract. We didn't need to sign anything. We agreed on something verbally. We shook hands. That's inked in stone. We don't need to go back, right? So it's that old school mentality of saying, what's the value of your words? If you give your word to someone that you're going to do something and you don't do it, okay. And here's the root of it. And I'll be honest with you, Nix, if that's happening with other people, it's happening to yourself. Meaning you're doing it with you before you're doing it with other people. So you're telling yourself, I'm going to get up at this time. You don't get up at that time. I'm going to go to the gym at this time. You don't go to the gym at that time. This is going to be my last one. It's not your last one. So if you let yourself down, I guarantee that you're letting others down. Or if you're letting others down, I guarantee you're letting yourself down. So it's almost like a response from how you're treating you, and it trickles on to others. I don't know if you've seen that, but I definitely know that's true.
Okay, so let me switch it. Let me switch it, right? So for you, right? For you, and shout out to everybody who's on the chat. Like, we see you. I'm not even.
Yeah. Much love.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all. So what happens for going back to the, rebuilding, right? They're building it up. They understand the situation. They're building it up. They're building it up, right? What if they relapse? Like, what happens?
You're too much.
What if they relapse? I feel like this is a like drug problem. What if they relapse?
Oh man.
What happens? What happens? Because let me be honest, right? And this is a whole other different situation, right? So I'm trying to trust certain people, right? Trying to trust. I see the whatchamacallit? What's the word I'm looking for? They're trying, okay? They're trying. I see it. All right, you're trying. Cool. I give you kudos, but kudos. Mm-hmm. Then when I'm finally like, all right, okay, I feel like you're back. Welcome back. Relapse. Like,
oh man.
Am I supposed to like forget you? No, like, what are clear signs that this is a complete L? This is just how the person is. Once again, not giving an excuse, but this is where you have to figure out if this is someone that's going to be in your circle or not.
Yeah. No, I'm joking and I'm laughing, but the truth is, my father always used to tell me, if you can't accept or you can't be friends with someone accepting their flaws, don't be friends with them. So it's just the same way of like, some people are going to be consistently inconsistent.
That's crazy. But see, okay, here's where the funniness come in. So bear with me where this is about to go, okay? So
strap
is
on,
this
y'all.
like
Put your seatbelt on. Here we go.
So this is like cheating on friendships? Like, okay, I can't get the consistency of you doing this here, so I'm going to go to somebody here. I still love you. You're still here. But I'm going to go to this person, and they fulfill this thing, and you fulfill this. This sounds like bad cheating. This is horrible.
Is it side piece for friends? Yeah.
Side piece for friends and co-workers. Is that possible?
I mean, honestly, I know there are companies, organizations, and leaders who hold loyalty and track record above current performance. They're like, oh, okay, well, look, back in 92, my man did this. Look, I know it's 2021, but 92, that 92 move though, we got to stay loyal to them. Right. And I think that's the part, and not to compare apples to oranges, but that's the part of sports that everybody hates. Mm-hmm. That you can have a player who's been loyal to your franchise for years, and the minute they get hurt or they're not putting up, they're quick to get, let go or done bad. But the sports world, especially owners and people and I'm not condoning what they do, but I'm just saying they really operate on a strict business agenda. They don't care about anything else. But we can't neglect the fact that there are leaders out there, again, teams, organizations, companies who pride their loyalty or hold on to loyalty and track record above current day performance. So at the end of the day, I don't know which is right or which is wrong, but I think, shout out to the 92 move though. But I think, you just got to choose, man. Which one are you? Which one are you? And depending, again, where you stand, I believe you can safeguard against your approach. But if you are, just dibbing and dabbing on both sides, then you don't even know how to lead as a leader. So, that's good. That's tough. The relapse, boy, man. I'm praying for everyone who's relapsing.
I'm just like, this is the thing, like, and there's levels to the relapse, right?
Yeah.
But I think it also goes based off, like, how consistent were you of being inconsistent? Because, does that make sense? I don't know if that made sense.
How much did you master being inconsistent?
Right.
We really want to know.
Like,
how good are you?
How, like, were you consistently being a person that's not about their word? If you are, and you don't know how to prioritize, when that little small thing happens, depending on how you've been on a straight and narrow, it could be like, okay, boom. Or it could be like, here we go again. Here we go. I guess for me, I'm a very big person about, like, that's all you have is your word. Like, that's it. I don't.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
If I can't believe you, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Then I got to find another side coworker or side friend or, like,
Side piece friend.
Right. I'm gonna make a shirt. Somebody make a shirt. Side piece friend.
Side piece friend.
And wear it proudly if you are living that life. Okay? I'm just you're living that life. We're a side piece friend.
Came up with a new term on the first YouTube live. Holla at us. That's good.
I'm just saying. I struggle with that because I'm like, how, Sway? How? And maybe this is the New York thing. Like,
Como, Sway? You said New York. I just thought it was only right. Como, Sway?
Shout out to my mom who's watching. Shout out to my mom who's watching. Hi,
Como,
Mom.
Sway? That was good.
I can't. But now, here's another thing. And I know we're running out of time, but this is a question that I asked. Environment of the overpromising. And I'm not going to go too into it because that could be a whole nother hour, right? But what triggers people who, like, what kind of environment triggers the overpromising? What do you think?
Yeah, I still have to. There was a couple in the chat, honestly. I think the chat has been awesome. And again, shout out to everyone.
Shout out to everybody.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone who's been commenting on that. But I will say one of them is definitely that loyalty piece, right? Mm-hmm. It's like I'm loyal to the mission. I'm loyal to the person. I'm loyal to the team. It's an automatic yes without thought. Mm-hmm. You're going to put yourself in that position where you start carrying more than you can handle. It's just a matter of time. I'm sure you have one.
But okay, no. So hold on, stay there.
Not
right?
loyalty? Okay.
No, loyalty is huge. So hold on, I'm good with the loyalty. That's the only thing that really is important to me. However, right? Oh, you made me miss it. You made me miss it.
Oh,
how did you
shoot.
make me miss? You know how I do. And you
Sorry.
made me miss it, man.
That's my bad. Let me keep talking. Maybe it'll come back.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep talking. Keep
Loyalty.
talking.
Loyalty.
So you're just gonna keep doing the word that made me miss it.
Oh man.
You're gonna make me miss.
Loyalty.
Talk about something else.
it.
Talk about something else.
Yeah. I think loyalty is one of those things. The fear of being let go, I think, is another one. I saw that one in the chat. I like what Corey just put right there. Fear of losing that client or customer and connection. I definitely think those are it. So it's like, okay, yes.
Got it. Thank you. There it is. So if, and maybe this is me, I'm cool with that. But if it is a loyalty issue, if it is that, I want to commit to saying yes because I'm loyal to the team and I want to make sure we stay on this excellent path and all that great stuff, then why is other stuff distracting you? Why is other stuff going in front of it if it is that important, supposedly, that is that important, and you are saying yes to it? Because for me, if I say yes to it, I'm gonna make sure it's done. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care all the stuff I gotta do. If I gotta make time for something, that means it's important because I committed to it. Why am I finding, oh, my bad. I had to do this. I forgot. But that's not my concern. You said, because you loyal, you said, how loyal are you? Are you loyal to what you said yes to and the team and everything? Or are you loyal to other stuff? Because clearly you got distracted. Yeah, that's my thing.
For sure. I think, you're right. And it goes back to the integrity piece on that. Like if that's what's happening, not integrity. I saw integrity in the chat. It goes back to the priorities.
Yeah.
To the priorities, right? Like, are you keeping track of your priorities in that case? Or are you slipping up? So yeah, I think it definitely slips back into that, but.
Okay. See?
Good dialogue, though. This was good, man. This was really good.
Wait, what did Isaiah say? That looked long. There's what you say out loud versus what you say to yourself. You can lie to the world, but deep down, you know you can't lie to yourself about how important a task is. Ooh, I like this one. Mixed loyalties. Ooh, I like that.
I'm willing to bet, though, that loyalty is really built on not just what you show up for or like how often you're able to show up, but you're able to come through for people when it's needed the most. Right? Like if I bring you food, but you got food in your fridge, it's different. It's different than I come through with a whole Thanksgiving spread and you're on the verge of like, man, the fridge was it was that kind of month for me. You're gonna we should even evaluate. So you can't see where I'm going with it. Sorry that I'm bringing this up at 8:58.
Listen,
but I'm just saying, like, loyalty is the ticket, if loyalty is the ticket, I think I'm willing to bet that not all acts of loyalty are equal. I'm just willing to bet.
Break that down a little bit more.
So I literally use that example. Let's say I'm pulling up and you good. You just ate. You got food for the month. And I'm like, hey, I got some food for you. You're going to be like, oh, hey, I appreciate the food. Thanks for the food. Thank you. I won't say no to food, especially if it's dessert. You know how I am. I'll take that food. But now, let's say it was a rough month. Unfortunate circumstances happen. Have young children at the house. Fridge is empty. You show up with an entire spread when nobody picked up the phone. Okay, like that. Now that's loyalty to a a bit of a deeper extent because the need was higher. So I think, yeah, I'm willing to bet. Like I said, I don't know if it's not something I've thought out fully, but I would definitely willing to bet that when the need is greater and you can come through for someone, the loyalty bond is stronger in that case versus when it's just like, oh yeah, whatever. It's a one-off.
See, okay, yeah.
No?
This is 9. So no. So
Part
this
two.
is 9
Part
o'clock,
two.
and this is going a little over time. Okay, so here's my thought with that, and maybe I heard it wrong. So bear with me, right? Because that's why I said break it down. Because I'm hearing a certain thing. Now, if you come in the clutch of something, I'm actually more mad.
What?
I'm actually more mad. Let me explain why. That means you had all the ability to do it when I needed it. Like when I made sure I put you in mind and gave you time and all that great stuff. But when it's overtime, not on the fourth quarter where we could have been done, but when it's overtime, you come through, I'm mad. Because you wasted my time.
Dang. Sorry, y'all. I tried saving y'all with that last one, but
I'm just
it
saying.
seemed like that got Nicky more mad.
No, because think about it. You have nothing but skills and ability to sink this game. Probably in the half. They couldn't even catch up how fast you do things, how like accurate you do things, right? They couldn't come close to you. No one comes close to how you do things. But you wait till overtime and then be like, look at what we did? No, I'm actually more mad because you're showing that you are, how do I put this? You're not downplaying, but not being grateful of the gifts that you have, and you actually do a disservice for yourself and us.
Yeah.
So you're hurting everybody because you want to come in through on the last minute when we've been asking for this forever. You could have saved so many people time and allowed other things to happen and other situations to happen. But you think, boom, I did it. I did it in the last 5 seconds. So you wanted me to wait. So you want to hold up the whole situation. You want me to look crazy because I have somebody down my back asking for this to be up. And now it's up a day later, or 2 days later, but it really wasn't supposed to be up till there. Like that, you could do this fast. You could do this with enough time that I've given. And I'm very big about protecting these people's time because I want my time to be protected. So if I go, hey, I need this, and I get it the day after, even though it needed to be, like, if I say, let's say I needed Saturday, but it doesn't necessarily really need to go live till Monday, and you give it to me Sunday night, that's not a win. That's not a win. Because we're not organized. I wasn't a priority. I was last on your list. This was last on your list. So, I don't know. I don't like it. That's just me. Somebody could appreciate it. Somebody could appreciate it. It's not just me. It's not me.
Yeah.
I can't do it. My mom says, you're a tough boss. This is really good. Hi, Mom.
Hilarious. I love it.
Anyways, listen, once again, shout out to everybody who is in the chat. Shout out to everybody who do this the super chat thing. I can't even talk, but the super chat where they hit the little, I don't know, the thing, you know, the thing, the super chat thing. Don't mind me.
I gotta check it out. What is this? I gotta check that out. I don't know what that is.
I gotta check it out. But everybody who did the super chat thing and supported us and supported this live, if you got any kind of value, hit that super chat. We love you. We appreciate you. Did they listen to the podcast?
We jumped right in. We didn't talk about the podcast.
Man, we didn't.
You need to check out that last episode.
Okay, listen. Everybody's like, hey, it's Nicky Mom. Hey, okay, I see you. Just wanted to show love to the channel, and it is appreciated.
Thank you so much.
I mean, and it is appreciated. But we had episode 22 for the podcast, and when I tell you, I was so excited. I really love just doing the podcast with my best friend. I'm just saying this. Can I say that? The interviews are great. And if anybody who is really famous wants to be on our podcast, please, it's very appreciated. We will come up with a slot. We will record tomorrow if you hit me up. I'm cool with that. However, right? I really just love going back and forth with you in a healthy way, not in a negative way. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I mean, I think the energy's been great, man. I think the last month or so, the energy's been awesome, and dialogue has been dope. Even today, this could have been an episode for the podcast, quite frankly. But yeah, no, that last one was awesome. I think we did a great job of really paying tribute. You know, we're big on the flowers piece. We're big on highlighting. We got a new segment for those of you who haven't yet checked out the latest episode. Mm-hmm. Go check that out. We got a new segment, so it was cool to introduce that. But yeah, definitely it's been a dope time, man. I'm grateful to be on, and let's keep doing it. This is dope.
So everybody go to Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, iHeart, or just go to nickyandmoose.com. Go listen to the episode. The visuals, the full video, comes out on this channel tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. West Coast time. Look at me. I know these times. I get this. I know what I'm doing. I wrote it 9 times. He is calling me. All right, we got to go because he is calling me. Somebody text him and tell him that we're live and I call him back. But we out. You already know what we're going to say.